So let's dive in. Today I'm going to be using Crayola markers, but really you can use any markers and any paper anywhere. So I will show you all of the colors. I like to start by doing the outline in black. So to start drawing a person, it's good to get the head out first. That's what I like to do anyways. So I like to make a line going down and then to the side and then one close by it, depending on how big your head is. And don't attach the lines just yet because I like to do that in the final outline, and I'll explain what that is later. But I always make the ears close to the top of the head, and about here, this little dot is where I like to start the hair. And then I'm just going to make a line going down and then connect that, making the part, and a line going up. So I think now we're ready to start the actual hair. But first, we should make the neck, because I feel like when you make the neck, it helps lay out where the hair should fall exactly. I don't know, that's just me. So I like to go up, down, and kind of make it wave until you feel it should end. Honestly, right here is where you can get creative. You can make your hair however you want it to be, but this is just the way that I do it. So you can see that now clearly. So now I'm going to start on the eyes. I think one of the funnest parts. Excuse me. So for the eyes, it's really simple. You kind of just make two rainbows, basically, two very tiny rainbows, and then you make a little black thing, or not a thing, I should say, basically a little oval or a dot. And then you can simply make the corners and the eyelashes, like so. And you have your eyes all done. Now we're going to get into the nose. I like to put the nose like around right here because that's realistically where a nose would be. But depending on your character, you can change the nose to be anywhere you want. So now I'm going to show you the mouth technique that I use. For the mouth, I like to make my character smiling because unless it fits the story, who wants to see a sad character, right? So let's make the smile. I like to make the smile almost have like a curve in it like that. And that looks kind of creepy right now, honestly, but I will show you why it fits, because that gives you the structure for the bottom lip. And then I make a cute little beauty mark there because I just like to do that. And two eyebrows kind of curving in. Whatever you do, do not make it fall through the hair because then it makes it look like the eyebrows are over the hair, and that is not fun, I don't think. So now is about the time where I like to color in just a little bit, just starting. So for today, I'm going to make my hair brown because my hair's brown. I just like to do that. So when you're making the hair, what you don't want to do is number one, obviously try not to go outside the lines. That's pretty obvious. And try not to overlap as much as you can. Just don't cut corners. Don't leave any white space. And yeah. So you can see how I'm making a lot of different lines just falling down on the hair, because that's really the way that hair falls. It doesn't go in short little bits. It goes all the way down. Well, that's how most hair is anyways. It's different for every person. And again, this is where you get creative. You can make your hair pink, brown, white, yellow. It doesn't matter. As long as you just stick with the structure, your head of hair is going to look amazing. So now I'm done with the first half of the hair. Time to start on the second half. I made the second half a little bit shorter, as you can see, just to keep it a little bit simple so that you don't have to work out your markers as much. And whenever I'm drawing, I always keep at least, well, if I'm drawing big things, I keep at least 2 of the same color marker with me so that they don't run dry, because that happens a lot. Probably because I'm a big marker waster, but it's just nice to have an extra one in hand. So now you can see we are done with the head of hair. Now that looks really good, as you can see, but as always, everything can be improved. So before we color in the lips and the eyes, let's do the body. If you want to, you can fast forward if you just need the top part for a card or something, because that happens a lot. But for the body, I like to keep it as simple as possible, because most of the action happens on the head, I think. That's the more difficult part to me. Because when you're doing the head, I feel like that's where all the complex happens. Because with your body, it's that's where your legs are and your arms and your clothes, and that part is pretty straightforward for me anyways. But when you're doing the eyes and the nose and the lips, there's so much to keep in mind. As you can see, I'm doing this in a very simplified version. Simplified. Work on my diction. And I feel like, yeah, it all counts in the end. Everything matters. But I feel like the reason that I do the head first is because, number 1, that's the way I always do it. And number 2, it's just, you always want to do the hardest part first, because you want to get that over with. Would you eat the ice cream before your vegetables, or would you eat the vegetables before your ice cream? I think you know which way. But yeah, the reason that I'm using markers today and I'm keeping it really simple is because most of the time you don't have a lot of time every day. You have to go to some of your activities, or you have to get your schoolwork done. So that's why I like to keep this video simple, so that you can keep on being consistent and doing it every day, because practice does make perfect. Well, it doesn't literally make perfect, but it helps a lot. We can know that for sure. So, as you can see, I'm coloring in my outfit, and I'm making it 2 different colors just for the fun of it. But if you wanted to, what you could have done here is, instead of making the line through the skirt, you could have just kept it going to make it a dress. But for me right now, I'm going to make it a skirt because I like making skirts. I think that it adds a bunch of different colors to the picture, and everyone wants to see different colors. A picture looks very beautiful when it has a different amount of colors. Now, as you can see right here, I'll admit it, I have some chunky spots in my pictures. You see how it almost looks darker in certain areas? Unless you're shading, you don't want to do that. So try to avoid that in the future. I think that I did way better with that on the hair, but that's what I meant when I said overlapping, because if you go over it twice, then it doesn't look so good. So that's pretty much it. Now we're just going to color in the lips, which is really tiny. Don't do more than you have to, because it could look like the lips just scatter everywhere. You know what I mean? And we're going to finish with the eye color. Now, if I were you, I would not go overkill with the eye color, because in one of my past drawings, I was doing the eyes, and I actually covered the whole eye in the color that I wanted it to be, so there was no white literally at all. So when you're doing your color in the eyes, keep it very subtle, and you can learn that from moi. And now, for the last part of this video, we are going to clean up the head, connect all the lines, and finally, I like to make little earrings. Again, that is optional. And that is it, my friends. And if I were you, I would sign your name on it and write down your age, because then you can see over the years all the progress that you're making. And if I were you, I would also write down the date too, so that you can see how each day you're improving. But this was Deering Doodles, and I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.